How's everybody going? JC, we got the Astros season preview. Astros, a team that not everybody's a big fan of, understandable, but the scandal is fading away now. It was like 5 years ago. Some people haven't forgotten, but many people from that team have moved on, and this is kind of a new team. As you can see, pretty decent offseason for the Astros in terms of moves. They made a lot of moves. Last season, they finished first in the AL West. Obviously, unlike years prior, couldn't cash it in to an ALCS or World Series. I think it was the first time they missed it in a pretty long time. But, it is what it is. That'll happen occasionally. Astros fans, sorry if you're not used to losing, but you're not always going to win it all. So, yeah, but all jokes aside, obviously a very successful franchise, a team that if an Astros fan were to die right now, they would die happy. I hope with all your championships. Of course, I don't wish for any Astros fan to die. But their offseason acquisitions. They signed Christian Walker in free agency. They needed a first baseman. The Jose Abreu experiment obviously failed pretty dramatically. But they signed him to a pretty decently sized deal. Might have overpaid a little bit for a 34-year-old, but Christian Walker is still a solid player. Still a guy who's going to put up a pretty good year. I would agree with the projections on that. And then they got Isaac Paredes and Hayden Wesneski from a trade with the Cubs, where they traded away Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, one of the best players in baseball. I have mixed feelings on this. We did a video on the Kyle Tucker trade a while back. I'm obviously not fond of it because Kyle Tucker is amazing and Paredes is kind of a question mark. But I guess they just didn't want to pay Kyle Tucker. That was kind of the whole point of it. They didn't want to extend him, pay it. Shout out the big bucks, which I kind of get, but I think Kyle Tucker is amazing. So I don't know about that. But they gave away Alex Bregman. I think they're willing to get him back, but the Red Sox just really, really wanted him. So they paid him like $10 million per year above market value, like $40 million a year to play second base for them. So not mad at them for losing Bregman. It was a great ride. But it's time. Ryan Presley, another guy with them for a little while. Same with Verlander. Great ride. Enjoy the memories, the Cy Youngs and stuff, but it was time to go. And Kikuchi, which is way too much money as well. And then Caleb Ferguson is a guy that they'll miss. So they'll miss all these guys, don't get me wrong. But I guess there's a new era of Astros baseball where they're hoping to ride behind their man, maybe the best hitter in baseball, best pure hitter in baseball. He's got a lot of competition, but Yordan Alvarez is incredible. Only, I think, 26, 25 years old. DH. I think he played a little outfield last year, but DH, and he's good at it. Pencil him in for 5.4 WAR, and that's only from hitting. This adds up to almost 1,000 OPS, high 900s, which is insane. He's going to hit for average. He's obviously going to hit for power. Just a phenomenal hitter. One of the greats, if he keeps going. Isaac Paredes. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly. Was really good with the Rays last year, and I think the year before as well. Then got traded to the Cubs, as Vlad noted in that video. His swing is a pull swing, and it's made really well for those Crawford boxes in left field. Not sure if I'm buying it, but obviously has that potential. Has shown it before. Going to be an 800 projected by Fangraphs. Thank you to Fangraphs for the projections. Projected as a 4-WAR guy over at third base. Christian Walker, obviously, you're going to get the fielding. You're going to get some power. Just a solid first baseman. I would agree on the projection there. And then we got one of my favorite players in baseball, Jose Altuve. Absolute grinder. Going to be at second base again. 14th year. Slowing down a little bit, but I'll take these numbers as a solid MLB player. Pitching-wise, I'm really impressed with their pitching staff, actually. Couldn't put them both on there, but Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown are both really solid. Ramel Blanco is another guy that's going to be in the mix in that 1-2-3 kind of punch there. I really like this rotation for the Athletics. Add in a little Hayden Wesneski in there. And then bullpen-wise, obviously they lose Presley and Ferguson, but Josh Hader, obviously one of the great closers of the past decade. They got him. They got some more pieces in there. The Astros, I think if you're an Astros fan, you're just kind of relying on organizational, like winning culture to kind of carry you through and develop some of these guys. Like Framber Valdez has been developed, like Blanco, like Hunter Brown, a lot of these guys have been developed. Maybe you can get something this year from a Jeremy Pena, who, of course, Series MVP, so he's already accomplished more than many, but been a little inconsistent. Maybe you can get something from him. Yanier Diaz is a guy who I considered putting on the list. 26-year-old catcher. Doesn't walk a lot, but is a very solid hitter with a lot of potential. Chas McCormick will play a good center field probably for them, along with Mauricio Dubon. But, yeah, just trying to get as much out of the guys as possible. Maybe a Forrest Whitley takes a step up this year and kind of becomes a good pitcher in the bullpen. I don't know. But I think that's what the main point of this video is, that this team may not seem the best on paper. And that makes sense, but they have a couple guys that are insane, like Jordan, Hader. And then they just have a culture of winning there. You can't really discount that. You see it all the time in college basketball. Prospect-wise, I think they have a deeper prospect farm system than this chart or this graphic depicts, but they do only have one top 100 prospect. That's Cam Smith, the Florida State product, who they got from the Cubs in the trade as well. He can have a lot of potential to turn into a very good middle infield hitter. Watched him at Florida State. Very, very good player. You'll probably see him in 26 or 27, if I had to guess. Last season, obviously, finished in first place in the AL West. They won the AL West again. This year, we don't have them projected to win the AL West, nor do Fangraphs. We have them taking a step back this season. It's unfortunate, but I think the moves they made, they got rid of a lot of wins, and they didn't add them back. So I don't think it's going to be as steep of a drop off as some might think. Fangraphs has to have them going 84 and 78. Fair. We have them going 86 and 76. And our MVP is Jordan. Obviously, I think that's kind of a slam dunk pick. But let us know what you think about this Astros team. Very interested to see how the season goes for Houston. And I don't think it's called Minute Maid Park anymore. That's pretty sad. So stay safe, Houston fans.